The Grand Council chamber stretched before them like a cathedral of chrome and crystal, its vaulted ceiling disappearing into artificial starlight. Bella stood at the center of the circular platform, her boots planted firmly on the luminescent floor as hundreds of alien eyes watched her from the tiered seats above. She had come alone, as requested. One human among the gathered might of 1,000 worlds. The human wishes to speak? Ambassador Kanat's voice echoed through the chamber, his four mandibles clicking with barely concealed amusement. The Zelthari diplomat's chitinous exterior gleamed under the harsh lights as he gestured toward Bella with one of his 6 arms. "We are listening." Laughter rippled through the assembly. Not cruel but condescending, the kind of laughter one might offer a child playing at adult matters. Bella's jaw tightened, but her expression remained neutral. She had prepared for this. Earth's intelligence networks had warned her that humanity's petition would be met with skepticism, perhaps even mockery. What they hadn't prepared her for was the sheer weight of dismissal radiating from every corner of the chamber. "Honored delegates," Bella began, her voice steady and clear. "Humanity formally requests admission to the Galactic Cooperative. We have achieved faster-than-light travel. We have established colonies on 17 worlds. We have proven ourselves. Proven." The word came from Councillor Threx, a massive gourmand whose bulk dominated 3 seats. His deep voice rumbled like distant thunder. "You have existed in space for barely a century. My people have sailed between stars for 20,000 years. More laughter. Bella felt heat rising in her chest but forced it down. "With respect, Counselor, every species had to begin somewhere." "Indeed," Kenneth interrupted smoothly, his translator rendering his clicking speech into perfect standard. "And when we begin, we are students, we learn. We listen to those who came before." He paused, his compound eyes glittering. "Tell me, human Bella, what does your species offer the cooperative? What unique contribution justifies your membership?" Bella straightened. "We offer innovation, resilience. We've survived countless wars, diseases, and disasters. We've turned a single world into a cradle of diversity and diversity." A serpentine delegate from the upper tiers hissed the word. "You war among yourselves over the color of your skin. You poison your own atmosphere for profit. You fragment into tribes and nations instead of uniting as one people." "We are united," Bella protested. "The United Earth government speaks for all humanity, for now," Kanat said softly. "But we have studied your history, Bella of Earth. We know your patterns. Unity forged in crisis rarely survives prosperity." He leaned forward, his mandibles spreading in what might have been a smile. "You are children playing with fusion drives and quantum computers. You do not understand the responsibilities that come with joining civilizations that have maintained peace for millennia." The chamber erupted in agreement, clicking, chirping, humming approval from 100 different species. Bella's hands clenched at her sides. She had come with data, with proposals, with carefully crafted arguments about humanity's potential contributions to galactic society. She had holocubes full of art, music, literature, and scientific achievements. None of it mattered. They had already decided. "We are not children," she said, her voice cutting through the noise. The chamber fell silent. "We are a young species, yes. We make mistakes. We stumble. We fight and fail and rise again. But we endure, we adapt. We survive." "Survival is not achievement," Threx rumbled. "Any species that reaches for the stars has survived. It is what you do among the stars that matters." "Then give us the chance to show you," Bella said, and she hated the note of pleading that had entered her voice. Kanat tilted his head, a gesture that looked almost pitying. "Perhaps in another 1,000 years the cooperative will reconsider, when you have outgrown your violent tendencies, when you have proven you can maintain peace among yourselves for more than a few generations." He made a gesture with 2 of his arms. "Until then, humanity's petition is respectfully declined." The chamber erupted in laughter again, not malicious, but final, dismissive. The laughter of those who had seen countless species like humanity rise and fall and thought they knew exactly how this story would end. Bella stood motionless for a long moment. She had prepared a dozen responses, arguments, counterpoints. She had rehearsed contingency plans for every scenario Earth's diplomats could imagine. She used none of them. Instead, she reached up and carefully removed the small silver pin from her collar, the emblem of Earth's diplomatic corps. She placed it gently on the platform at her feet. The small metallic clink echoed in the sudden silence. Then Bella turned and walked toward the exit. Human. Connett called out, genuine surprise coloring his voice for the first time. Where are you going? We have not dismissed you. There are protocols. Bella didn't pause, didn't look back. She simply kept walking, her footsteps measured and deliberate against the polished floor. This is highly irregular, another delegate called out. You must acknowledge the council's decision. You must. The chamber doors slid open before her. Bella stepped through without a word, and they closed behind her with a quiet hiss. Silence fell over the Grand Council chamber like a shroud. Connett stared at the closed doors, something cold settling in his thorax. In 10,000 sessions across 3 centuries of diplomatic service, he had never seen a petitioning species simply leave. They always argued. Always pleaded. Always promised to do better, to change, to prove themselves worthy. They never walked away. Well, Threx said into the silence, that was unexpected. Cannot look down at the silver pin lying on the platform, abandoned and somehow accusatory in its solitude. A small thing, insignificant, and yet, what do we know of human history? He asked quietly. When they are refused something they believe is rightfully theirs? The question hung in the air, unanswered. On her ship, Bella sat in the captain's chair and stared at the starfield before her. Her hands were shaking now, adrenaline and anger flooding through her system now that she was alone. Course heading, Captain? Her AI asked. Bella took a long breath, then another. She thought about Earth, waiting for her report. She thought about the laughter, the dismissal, the certainty in Connett's voice that humanity would come begging back. They didn't understand. They thought they had seen humanity's story before. They were wrong. Set course for home, she said quietly, and send a priority message to Earth Command. Tell them. She paused, a cold smile touching her lips. Tell them we're done asking for permission. The ship's engines hummed to life, and Bella departed without another word, leaving behind a council that would not understand what they had truly refused until it was far, far too late. End.